Hi everyone, I'm Abby and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Now last episode, we started the second part of the first investigation part, and we broke old Big's psych locks, and now we have to do a Lotta's now. At least this one is only two. Yeah, fairly easy to break too. Lotta, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you waiting around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I? From a scoop. What I want to know are the details of this scoop. That's not something I can tell you. I mean, that there's my bread and butter. Alright then. An unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm going to say that you were looking into a scandal. Grrr. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? Perhaps an unfolding scandal between Wakarita and this person. This woman. She's Adrian Andrews, Matt Ungar's manager. Nickel Samurai's manager, caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jammin' Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it? You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer. Yeah, I can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup. Backup? Yeah, you gotta have that what's it? News sauce? You mean news source? That's it. So show me something that shows that one guy had something with Miss Andrews. Yeah. This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous? To the mysterious and beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. Ah! Mr. Karita didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. Ungar's manager, Adrian Andrews, she has the initials AA. You saw this article and I'm about to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were looking around Mr. Karita's door last night. Wow! Yeah, see, fairly simple. Some of them aren't so simple. You were looking into Mr. Karita and Miss Andrews' affair, wouldn't you? You got it. I was gonna get myself a scoop of catching them in a secret meeting. There's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news. What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? They ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna want to see real proof. Well, at least I do. So that's what I was doing, getting photos. Oh. I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading, then spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story. Wow, what a nice journalistic integrity you got there. I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know, but the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, it's gone. Your note to yourself? It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. It didn't run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me. Yeah, I understand. It's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell ya. What's with people now anyway? Never thought I'd see the day when someone done stealing something from me. You really want that note back, huh? I've got no idea why, though. The story on that note is probably a bold-faced lie. Eh. May as well go see what Gumshoe's up to now. Love how you can see her breath on the helmet or whatever she's wearing. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing. Yeah. Oh, he's back! Hey, so you came, pal. Why the blank reading? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about. What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight. But we can't just roll over and die. I have to stay positive. So what do you mean the evidence is airtight? Can't give you all the details, pal, but there's 2 big pieces. 2? And both of them are in this photo. The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest. That's the button that you found during your body search of Mr. Rengard. Yep, I found it in the folds of this Nickel Samurai's special pants. And the second one is the knife in his chest, pal. Fingerprints are the knife in his chest, to be exact. Fingerprints? Whose are they? You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. They're Matt Engard's. Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So what about this airtight testimony? It's that old security lady, Solbeg. Thought so. What do you mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Well, and even I told her not to open that big mouth of hers and blab to anyone. Her blab knob is stuck on 10 and there's no turning it down. Trust me. Yeah, well, Miss Solbeg saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. Engard coming out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death. No way! They're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. The scandal with Mr. Kurita? But why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide. Suicide? Her name was Celeste Impax. And she was one Kurita's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Andrew and Andrew's mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one. Her mentor. A woman who was both Mr. Kurita's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor. Did her suicide have something to do with this case? Do you want to know more about her, pal? She was the victim's manager, but was also Miss Andrew and Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since their suicide, and now those two are linked together by another death. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. Miss Von Karma, you can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't mean... I do, Scruffy. You have 50 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. That's... Wait, please wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll start quiet. If it weren't for traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who? That voice. Edgeworth! It's been a long time, right? This is Mr. Edgeworth? What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong? You haven't changed a bit, Franziska. You! How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You've soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed to be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Franziska. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this court country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I will see you tomorrow, in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. I thought you, the prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died. Mr. Nick, I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. You're going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth? In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can't be a bit more generous with information. So what is going on inside his head? It's nice to see Edgeworth again, but yeah, Phoenix has a right to be mad. A lot of things may have happened. However, Manfred Karma is still my mentor. And the perfect win record is proof of our karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Were those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? Do you think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish? It'd be better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I see. Well, let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, with Franziska, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time, the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. I save their lives. Save your client, you say? Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals? Those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy or someone like you, Edgeworth. Looks like there's still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I've yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. Yeah. Love this music too. It's great. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Carita's manager. And then a few months later, Celeste Pax died. But her death was ruled a suicide, right? Yes. But there was still one riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle? Her suicide note. And it went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished, huh? Yeah. Mrs. Pax's death is most certainly a suicide. I thought there was no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? But how do you know Mrs. Pax had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence. However, we did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Carita himself. The victim? Ugh. This is an awful image, isn't it? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Carita had his own manager's suicide note? But why? As long as the note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is a suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Part 1? I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. First of all, there are reports that have multiple parts like that one. That is 2. 2 parts? What you just handed to me is the first part of the report. Here's the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name. It's Adrian Andrews. Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try to kill herself, though. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews? It's a certain secret she's always trying to hide. A secret? Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews? Dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempted suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Pax. And? And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? Why would she? Her pillar of strength, her mentor Celeste impacts, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that? Is this what they call following someone to the grave? After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. When she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. That's such an anchor in her life, crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste Impact suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible. Yeah. Yeah. Awful, isn't it? Finding out all these people are still here, yeah. Oh, Miss Andrews is here. It looks like she's talking with someone. That's Franziska von Karma. Miss von Karma? What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so... You've got some nerve following me around. Following you? That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following. Girls. You're always following after that mystery detective with the little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. Well, what is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know that fool's every move. So that noise you heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews? Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews. She seems a little dazed, doesn't she? Yeah. I asked to become Mr. Vanguard's manager. He's a pleasure to manage with his nice disposition. Mr. Vanguard does seem like a rather weak-willed man when he's doing what he's told. He's always saying my manager, right, Mr. Nick? Yeah. Yeah. She has Cyclops though, so yeah. This one will be a bit tougher to crack open, yeah, because there's 4 of them. I was one Kurita murdered. If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Vanguard's life in danger by your own actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is I was not that close to Mr. Kurita. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You were not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow, I highly doubt that. You and Mr. Kurita had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article? If you didn't have had your half of your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into this story. As to be expected in a world full of crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on our good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Mr. Kurita? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Kurita for this person's sake? Celeste Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? Miss Impacts. She committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Ron Kurita's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Kurita so you could find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckracker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews? There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Kurita. Juan? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Kurita. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give, however. I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impacts was someone very special to you. Yeah. Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has had it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had? Stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Kurita of hiding Miss Impacts' note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with the reason to what Mr. Kurita did. Me? Miss Impacts was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder? Yeah. Sad, isn't it? It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that though. Tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews. This one thing. It's one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret. Mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note. And that someone was Juan Kurita. Celeste, without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Kurita to cover her suicide note, right? Looks like the tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep a celebrity world burning. Yeah, true in real life too. That's why I ignore tabloid magazines and stuff. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do now, so I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews. If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. All right, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. Miss Andrews. I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? Honestly, I don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. I'm not remembering something clearly. Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. Leave Mr. Ungard in your capable hands. Eh. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Oh, Pearl, she looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all and has been walking all over the place with me today. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Well, let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh, no. I'm okay, really. I'm fine, I really am. You don't look fine to me. Eh. Poor girl. So, what now? Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive. You mean Miss Impax's suicide note? That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver! Hello? Wright & Co. Law Offices. Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone. Maya, where's Maya? As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Phew. Which is why I suppose she's absolutely famished. What? So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost. Wouldn't you agree? Wait, Maya, let me hear her. Very well. Ask my... Maya, is that you? Sis! Ask my sis! Maya! Maya! You cut me off. Miss Maya said ask my sis, didn't she? Sis? What does she mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. I'm sorry. Ack! Mia! I have a message from Maya, so come, ask me anything you want about her. Eh. How's Maya? She's safe, for now. A kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. Glad to hear she's safe. But Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper. What's he like? I don't know. Apparently, Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And she didn't see the face of her attacker. Maya's locked him in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her? Yeah, it's dark, but we can see because of video game logic, yeah. Starving. I'd really go for some apple pie. Me at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. Have to stay positive. You promised he wasn't going to kill me, I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Huh? Someone dropped a card here. Kinda looks like a business card. There's no name on it. Look familiar? Picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. Yeah. Drat, it's locked. The store's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. Wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. Ah, that's it. A shell card. If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it! Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting or worried. Yeah. Quite intense, isn't it? Trust me, this is just the beginning. Like, we still have to go to trial and stuff like that too, yeah? So yeah. Thanks for watching. And feel free to like and comment and subscribe and check out my Twitch and Ko-Fi and Twitter/X. And next episode we'll be going to trial. A lot of crazy stuff that's gonna happen, yeah? So yeah, look forward to that. Peace off.